Hello everybody, welcome to this class. So today we are going to discuss about the third part of the lesson, Nelson Mandela Long Walk to the Freedom, from 10th standard CBSE. So today let us we move on to the third part of this lesson. If it is complete, all lesson will complete it. Okay? Yes. So I am going to read the lesson with explanation. In life, every man has own obligations. In life, every man has obligations. Obligation means here certain duties he has to do in his life. Certain duties are there, those are called as obligations. Obligations he must do. Okay, every man he must do or she must do. Okay, yes. In life, every man has twin obligations. Twin means two. Two obligations are there. Obligations to his family, to his parents, to his wife and children. And he has an obligation to his people, his community, his country. In a civil and humane society, each man is able to fulfill those obligations according to his own inclinations and abilities. Okay, so in life, every man has twin obligations. So one certain duties to his family and his parents and his wife, also children. So family means parents, children's, and certain human beings. So he has an obligation to his people also. So one certain duties to his family. Family means children, parents, like this. So another obligation, another certain duties are there is certain duties are related to people. He has to do something in nation to his people. He has to do something his people, also his community, also his country. Okay, in a civil and humane society, each man is able to fulfill, each man is able to fulfill the certain duties to his nation, also his family. Okay, yes. So according to his own inclination, according to his own inclination means here natural tendencies. Okay, sorry, natural tendencies. Tendencies means his own capabilities, his own abilities. Okay, yes, according to his inclinations, according to his own ability, he has to fulfill certain duties of a man to his family and his country. Yes. But in a country like South Africa, it was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color to fulfill both of those obligations. So, but in country South Africa, those white supremacy is there. White supremacies, they keep black members in a separation, in a isolated means here making separate. Okay, so those who are called as white people, those people suppressed black people, that black people cannot do anything about his to his family, to his country. Like this operation has put to the black people, that is very dangerous to black people. That is why he it is not impossible. He is saying that Nelson Mandela is saying that it is impossible, obligations are not taken care of by black people. In South Africa, a man of color who attempted to live as a human being, every man every man have to live as a human being. But in South Africa, black people live as a slave. Slavery is dangerous to any human being, isn't it? Yes. A man of color who attempted to live as a human being was punished and isolated. He has to punish and isolated. Isolated means making separate. He has to be live separate, not of his family, not of his country. He has to live separate and being slave to white. This is dangerous. This is dangerous, and it is said that white supremacy has to go. That is why he himself go to the African National Congress, and he started struggle to freedom of black people. Yes, in South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duty to his people was inevitably ripped from his family and his home and was forced to live a life apart, a twilight existence of secrecy and rebellion. So, in this moment, he is saying that in South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill his duty, his people, a man who tried to fulfill to his people, if if he is doing something for the people, he has to separation from the family, he has to isolate from the family, and something else, isn't it? He has to live a life apart, separate part of life he has to live to his to people. Okay, a twilight existence. Twilight means twi means two, light means, so it is called in Kannada, we called in ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ಸಂಧ್ಯಾಕಾಲ. ಟ್ವೈಲೈಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸಂಧ್ಯಾಕಾಲ. ಇತ್ತ ಬೆಳಕು ಇತ್ತ ಕತ್ತಲು ಎರಡೂ ಸಂಧಿಸುವ ಕಾಲವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಏನಂತೇವೆ, ಸಂಧ್ಯಾಕಾಲ ಅಂತೇವೆ. ಸಂಧ್ಯಾಕಾಲವನ್ನು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ವೈಲೈಟ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಟ್ವೈಲೈಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ of secrecy and rebellion. Here rebellion means uprise, dange. Dange ಹೇಳೋದು ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. It means secrecy means it is a secret. Okay, secretly he has to live a life apart to his people, and I did not in the beginning choose to place my people above my family. He did not. Nelson Mandela is saying that I did not in the beginning. He is in the beginning. He did not choose to place my people above my family. But in attempting to serve my people, I found that I was prevented from fulfilling my obligations as a son, a brother, a father, and a husband. Oh, he has a family, but he has to know he hasn't lived in a family, because people are struggling. People, white supremacy is suppressing the black, and he has to be with black people, to separate from family, and this has to be done. This means here freedom has to be given. Freedom has to give to the people. If freedom not given to the people, white supremacy is going to kill all the black people. This has to be done. That is why he found that he prevented means stopped. He stopped to live as a member of family, and his duties like a son, father, and husband, he didn't live in a family like that. He has to fight against the white supremacy. This has to be taken care of. If this hasn't taken care of, white supremacy is going to kill the black people. So according to his thinking, he totally gave up the family, and he moved towards fight against the white supremacy. Okay, yes. I was not born with a hunger to be free. I was born free in every way. that I could know, free to run in the fields near my mother's hut, free to swim in the clear stream that run through my village, free to roast meals, moving bulls, meals under the stars, and ride the broad backs of slow-moving bulls. As long as I obeyed my father and abided by the customs of my tribe, I was not troubled by the laws of a man or God. So he is telling, he is saying that about his boyhood, his childhood. When he is infant, I was not born with a hunger to be free. He was not born with a hunger to be free. I was born free. He was born in free atmosphere, free in every way, so that I could know he could know free to run in the fields near his mother's hut, free to swim in the stream that is very clear that run through his village, free to roast meals means maize or cod. Okay, it's very tasty. You also know that. So under meals under the stars and ride the broad backs of slow moving bulls. He is riding the bulls, slow moving bulls. That's a very interesting, that's a very every kid has to live in this life. He is also he was also live as joy, as love, as enjoyness. But it is in his early age. It was his early age. As long as I obeyed my father and abided by the customs of my tribe, I not troubled. He was not troubled anymore. Okay, he live according to his father thinking, and he live as a family member when he was very young. When he was very young, it means he is infant, and his childhood, his boyhood is very wonderful. Is very wonderful in the village. Actually, in the village, all children live like a joyful life. So very wonderful life. Yes. In the same way, he's also lived. He's also lived that life. It was only when I began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion. So it was only when. So he was fantastic in his childhood days, but when he began to when he began to growing up slowly, he knows that his freedom, his boyhood was illusion. Illusion means something disliked by something, disliked by someone is called as illusion. Illusion means it's a type of a thing. When I discovered as a young man that my freedom and had already been taken from me, that I began to hunger for it. Okay. When he began to growing up slowly, he discovered that his freedom was already taken by someone, that I began to hunger to it, that he began to earn the freedom. At first, as a student, I wanted freedom only for myself. The transitory freedom. Transitory means permanent, not permanent. Okay, transitory means taken care of, given the freedom and taken back. It's called as a transitory freedoms of being able to stay out at night, read what I pleased, and go where I choose. Later, as a young man in Johannesburg, I yearned means longing to have something, for the basic and honorable freedoms of achieving my potential, of earning my keep, of marrying and having a family, the freedom not to be obstructed in a lawful life. So he is saying very clearly, Freedom means he has to live. He has to live. It means freedom means only for myself, only for himself. He thought in something. The transitory freedoms. Transitory means taken care of, given. So these are the freedoms called as a transitory freedoms. So freedom means he goes everywhere. He has to go everywhere, and one man wants to go anywhere, but he is suppressed by anyone. This is not freedom. This is not freedom. So he's saying that as a young man in Johannesburg, I yearned means longing to have something for the basic and honorable freedoms. Basic freedoms, honorable freedoms, have to have food, have family, have parents. These are called as the common freedoms, honorable freedoms of achieving the money to live, achieving the money to live, and earning my keep means here money, of marrying and having a family. The freedom not to be obstructed, not to be stopped. Freedom means do potential. It means earn potential. Potential means the fundamental food, dress, and inhabit place. Inhabit means home or something. So this has to be taken care of, but here the fundamental freedom was not there anymore. But then I slowly saw that not only was I not free, but my mother, brothers, sisters were not free. I saw that it was not just my freedom that was curtailed, but the freedom of everyone who looked I did. So that this is not only his, this is not only his freedom. He's not only talking about his freedom. He it means after he realized that this not given freedom is not only his problem, his brothers, his sisters, his total freedoms, his total sorry he is totally people has taken freedoms from white supremacy. So that is when I joined the African National Congress. That is when he joined the African National Congress. That is when the hunger for my own freedom became the greater hunger for the freedom of my people. So that is when he when he knew that the freedom is not only for me, freedom has to give to all the people. That is when he thinking that it is the hunger of me, that no, it is not hunger of me only, it is the hunger of all the people. Freedom is the hunger of all people. That is when he joined the National Congress and he started to struggle against the white supremacy to give the freedom to black people. Yes, it was this desire for the freedom of my people to live their lives with dignity and self respect that animated my life. So, his desire is something. His desire, not only him, his family, and his living. No, he thinking that all people should be live with dignity, live with self respect. So, this is called as a Nelson Mandela. Yes, that transformed a frightened young man. He is a frightened young man. He is fearful man. He is fearful young man. But this freedom thinking, and his people oppression of the people turned him frightened young man into bold one. Bold one means strong one that drove a law abiding attorney to become a criminal. He's become a criminal to struggle against the white supremacy that turned a family loving husband into a man without a home, that forced a life loving man to live like a monk means here he should be live outside of family. He should not be live in the family. Okay, he is longing to serve the people, serve the people, and live like a life living man. Okay, he should not be live in a society. He should live outside the people, outside the family, and he is longing to serve the people. He's called as a monk. So here, as a monk, he lived. Okay, I am no more virtuous and self-sacrificing than the next man. He's no more than the next man. But I found that I could not even enjoy the poor and limited freedoms I was allowed when I knew my people were the chains on all of them. The chains on all of my people were the chains on me. Here, chains mean restrictions. Okay, if somebody chain some peoples, the peoples are not going to anywhere. That is why here chains means not only chains means restrictions. The restrictions of the people are my restrictions. He's saying that I knew that the oppressor must be liberated. Oppressor means make exploitation against someone. Is called as oppressor. Must be liberated, just as surely as the oppressed. A man who takes away another man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred. One who takens away the freedoms of somebody, he himself is a prisoner of hatred and resentment. Okay, he is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow mindedness. A prejudice means strong dislike feeling to somebody. It's called as a prejudice. He locked behind the bars. Bars means, it means cerebral bars. So he locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow mindedness. I am not truly free if I am taking away someone else's freedom just as surely as I am not free. When my freedom is taken from me, the oppressed and oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity. So here he is saying very clear picture. He is trying to give a clear picture about oppressor and oppressed. So one who do exploitation is oppressor. He himself is not free from freedom. So one who takes away the freedoms of somebody, he is not free from freedom. He also prisoner of hatred. Okay, so here oppressed and oppressor should be liberty, and oppressor and oppressed should be free. This is called as a humanity. This is called as a humanity. Here Nelson Mandela gives the picture of clear freedom. So this is about today's lesson. In the next class, we discuss we discuss the question answers. Okay, yes, thank you very much.